So getting comfortable in whatever position you choose, whatever's the most comfortable. And taking a few deep breaths to bring your attention inward. As you exhale, intentionally lowering your shoulders, softening your belly, letting the tension out of your body. Letting your arms feel heavy on your lap or at your side. And if you're sitting up, feeling your feet on the floor or the ground. And feeling grounded and supported in your seat. And staying with those deep breaths in and letting go of any tension as you exhale. Do that a few more times. Feeling your body settle in. Letting go of the day. Reconnecting with yourself. Just for this hour. Everything else can wait. Maybe doing a body scan from the top of your head down. Noticing any areas that are tense. And breathing into those areas. Just letting go, relaxing, letting your body feel heavy. Checking your jaw muscle, making sure your jaw muscle is loose, your shoulders are down, your belly is soft. And then coming back to the breath, just staying with the entire breath in, feeling it through your nostrils as you inhale, noticing your body expand as that air is pulled inward, contracting as you exhale. Noticing the natural rhythm of your breath as you just relax and breathe naturally. And as the thoughts come into your mind, which they will, we just notice that we're thinking and come back to the breath. We don't need to get caught in the story of the thoughts. Just noticing we're thinking and then starting over with the breath and the body. If you notice your body is still tense or feeling uncomfortable, feel free to adjust, make some movement if you need to. And then just relaxing, focusing on those areas. So just let go. Breathing in deep, exhaling and releasing, feeling heavier in your seat. You might visualize the rhythm of the breath being like the waves on a shoreline. It's that ebb and flow, that natural rhythm. Now, just making a comparison to how you're feeling right now. Probably much more relaxed than you were when we began. Your body is probably settled quite a bit. And then you might notice your thoughts have slowed down. You might just stay with that rhythm of the breath, letting it rock us into a nice, relaxed state. Just letting go of every other thing. If you have a busy mind, one of the tools you can use is to just tell yourself, I'm breathing in when you're breathing in. I know I'm breathing in. I'm breathing out. I know I'm breathing out. Or you can say something to yourself like, I'm breathing in. I'm following my breath. I'm breathing out. I'm following my breath. Well, thank you all for being here. It's nice to see you. Going to talk a little bit about Labor Day and what that means. I know some people aren't here because of Labor Day. They were busy with their family or just taking the time to themselves. And that's pretty much what we do on Labor Day, right? We take the time for ourselves. We work hard, whether we're working in a job or working at home. We always have this need to be busy, especially in this country. I was raised that if I was sitting around, I was being lazy. So it's hard for me to relax. I'm getting better at it. And I don't feel so guilty when I do it. I have a quote here by Dr. Lucas Shalua who says, rest is not a luxury, it's a necessity. Take the time off to replenish your energy and recharge your soul. In the midst of life's chaos, find solace in the stillness of rest. That is where true rejuvenation resides. So, sometimes when we're so busy with work, especially if we have children, we're running around taking them to different soccer games or basketball or piano lessons or whatever it is, on top of working, plus, all the things life makes us do just to survive sometimes, it can be overwhelming. And you have to stop and catch your breath once in a while. We could just go on and on and on. And this is what people talk about burnout. It's not taking the time to decompress. Anne Lamott says, when you rest, you catch your breath and it holds you up like water wings. And I like that because I can just visualize these floaties on my arm, holding me up in life, giving me a break where I don't have to, paddle and hold myself up. Labor Day, we work hard. We want to take advantage of the day off, whether it's just having fun with friends or staying home alone and just being with yourself. I mean, there is the person who cannot be alone with themselves is a very sad person indeed, because if you don't like the company you're keeping with yourself, there's something there that we can work on. But we're born to live a life and we deserve to be happy. We're not going to be happy 24 hours a day. Wouldn't it be great? I don't know. If we were happy all the time, we wouldn't know what happiness was because it would be a normal state. But a lot of people come to meditation thinking it's going to create some happiness that they're missing out on. And I think that's true to a certain degree because we learn how to focus. But I think it's also important for us to know that we can take a pause anytime during the day, anytime, and ask ourselves, what am I doing? Where am I? Is my head out in the clouds? Am I thinking in the future of all the list of things I need to get done? Can I just take a pause for a minute and breathe and then approach the rest of the day a little slower? Because I find that if I just run at 100 miles an hour all day long, I really don't get as much done and it's not done as well. So reminding myself to slow down is really important. There's so many, there's so much in this country going on right now, whether it's discussions about politics or discussions about religions or discussions about whether we like something or someone or whatever. If we pause on those things, we pause and ask ourselves, does it really matter? Because most of the time it doesn't really matter. If we get caught up, we're not creating happiness. We're creating stress. And it's not helping. It's not helping at all. allowing yourself the space to reconnect with yourself and your family and the world. And, even if you can't see your family, making a phone call or a text, it's it's important to do that for yourself. Pema Chodron says that the simple practice of taking a break from our usual thoughts is the most important thing we can do with our lives. Because if we're so caught up in our thoughts that we think that is what our life is, we're deluding ourselves. That's part of our life. That's not what we're about. So taking this day or a half a day or even an hour once in a while and just getting back to yourself, who am I? Without all this stuff out here, who am I? Can I reconnect with that person? Robin Baker says, rest, relaxation, and simple enjoyment of life will help your creativity blossom. You'll find more inspiration once you allow yourself to actually live in the present moment and not force anything. How do we relax? First, we take a breath, we calm down, leave all the judgments outside, all the criticism outside, and just breathe. Just reconnect with our heart. It helps us to stop stressing. It helps us to stop worrying about things we have no power over, right? It helps us take a break from the problems that are weighing us down. And just reconnecting with our heart really helps us lighten up. We don't take ourselves so seriously. And when someone else is having a bad day, rather than get caught up with criticism or judgment or hurt feelings, taking it personally, just forgive them for being human and having a hard day. We we are so complicated as humans with our emotions. So forgiving them really takes you off the hook. You're not caught in that opinion about them any longer. You forgive yourself for making mistakes. You forgive yourself for being judgmental or critical. And we all do it. There's nothing wrong with it. It's part of our survival skill. We do need that. But we don't need to get caught in it. And I know a lot of people can easily get caught in it. So taking that pause and taking that breath really helps us recognize when that's happening. And we can step out of it. We can choose to step out of it. They're not easy, these practices, these mindfulness practices, but they get easier when we practice them, right? So if it's just 5 minutes a day of doing a meditation and sitting in silence, um, animals will really help calm us. We can have a kitty on our lap, and just stroking the kitty is very relaxing, or a dog, or you know, we're connecting with another live thing that loves us, especially dogs, unconditionally. So through this practice, we become aware of when we get hooked into negative thinking. And when we get hooked in negative thinking, that creates a lot of unhappiness. In fact, it grows more unhappiness because we're strengthening the neural pathways in our mind that we're used to using and staying in a negative state. But if we catch it, we can take a breath, calm down, smile, because smiling actually releases endorphins in your brain. And that begins to rewire your brain. We think of something happy, or we just let the negative thought go. We can even laugh at it, which is what I do. It helps me to be happy. And that rewires your brain. You're developing a new habit loop that's going to bring you maybe not happiness, but maybe some contentment. Happiness happens sporadically. And so experiencing that when it happens, staying there for 15 seconds or longer creates those new neural pathways. The other thing is we think that we're very irreplaceable. We think the world really won't turn as well without us here. So we have to be at work or we have to be involved in something. And the fact is that it will keep on going whether we're here or not. Yes, we're important. Yes, it's important that we're all here. Yes, we all have a reason to be here. We don't always know what it is, and that's okay. But we're not running things. We have no control over what happens for the most part. We only have control of how we think and how we choose to act in the world. So, really simple thing, take a break, reflect on your life and take stock in what you've accomplished, and especially the gift that life is. You know, a lot of us are lucky we're here. I know I am, and I really appreciate it. I would have missed so many wonderful things. So we can ask ourselves, are we really appreciating all of our blessings? Are we taking care of ourselves so that we can truly be in our life? And how can we make the most of this life and still feel balanced and still feel relaxed? And again, this is where our mindfulness practice comes in. So I'd like to do a meditation, just a meditation, a loving kindness toward ourselves, and practice these things. But then let's go ahead and get started. So again, adjust your posture, whatever choice that is, whatever is comfortable for you, whether it's sitting or standing or lying down. And taking a few deep breaths in, relaxing as you exhale. And you can close your eyes gently or soften your gaze and look at nothing in particular, just letting your eyes relax, letting the focus go. And set your intention toward relaxing and effortlessness. And whenever you notice yourself shifting into doing or thinking, simply come back to your breath and your body posture. Letting go of the thoughts and releasing any fixation that you might have on a thought or an object. And just be as natural as possible. Just simply relaxing. Emptying yourself of any effort toward achieving a particular outcome or result from this meditation. Just remembering to remain open and accepting to the present moment. And moving inwards a little deeper, just notice the intuitive sense of silence within you. Be aware of that silence within you and feel that vast experience. It's a large, quiet place where we're invited to just be. There's nothing to do, nowhere to go. We're just taking a rest. And we're also blessed to have this life. Even though bad things do happen sometimes, it's a great adventure. And it's all up to us on how we want to move through the life. We don't need to carry our baggage. We don't need to drag that with us. We can put those things down and just take this time to realize how fortunate we are with the people in our lives that support us. Maybe it's our pets that we really appreciate. There's nothing wrong with that. Whatever brings joy to our life. Let's look at those things and really allow that emotion to be felt. You can say to yourself silently, may I be happy. And then breathe and acknowledge how this makes you feel. May I be happy. Just giving yourself permission to be happy. You say, may I be happy to myself. You might want to visualize those things that bring happiness, that bring a smile to your face, just by thinking of them. And if you're comfortable doing so, placing a hand on your heart and one on your belly. And say to yourself, may I cultivate more kindness within my heart. May I cultivate more peace in my heart. May I be open to recognizing more joy from day to day. You can keep your hands there or lower them to your lap. And just notice how you feel as we're concentrating on these positive, wonderful thoughts. Notice how it makes you feel. And if the story is in your mind, you find you're caught in the thoughts, it's coming back to your breath. That rhythm of the breath. You can repeat some phrases to yourself. May I be happy. May I take the time to notice my happiness or my contentment. May I forgive myself for any harms I've caused. May I forgive others for their mistakes. Thank you all for meditating with me and for being here tonight. I just want to remind everyone that if you practice this on a daily basis, this recognizing our happiness, or if we're caught in a negative story, taking a breath, pausing, and see if we can forgive, see if we can shift our thoughts into something more positive. It takes a while sometimes, and sometimes something difficult has happened and it's not gonna be feeling good for a while. It's okay. It's perfectly normal. But if you practice this every day, this meditation, 10 minutes, 15 or 20, it really begins to transform not only how you feel generally, but it transforms your heart. If you do it daily and think about positive things and what brings you happiness each day, that brings a lot of positivity into your day on a regular basis. It becomes a new habit. So if our hearts are full of love and kindness for ourselves, there's not as much room for anger. It's easier to forgive others. And I look at it as love is the cleansing water that puts out those flames of anger. So if we can catch it those times when we're really feeling angry or frustrated, and bring some love to it, it softens everything. It may not make it too much better sometimes, depending on how difficult it is, but it does soften things. It makes it a little easier to get to a better, more positive place. Thank you so much for being here, and join us next Monday. I'm not going anywhere. All right. I love you all. Take good care of yourselves. Bye-bye.